Lauren, thank you so much for talking to us about what happened to you. And you're talking to us from your hospital bed right now, the hospital room.
Yes.
Lauren, first question, how old are you?
I'm 36.
And do you have children?
I have 2 children. I'm a single mom. My daughter's going to be 16 in a couple of days, and my son is 15.
Okay. So before you caught COVID, before this all happened, how were you as a person, energy-wise, and compared to? Well, we'll talk about how you are now in a minute. But first of all, how were
Yeah,
you then?
I was completely different. I was healthy. I was very active in yoga, going to the gym, hiking, kayaking. I was in school full time, straight A student, avid gardener, and I did some house cleaning on the side and some, odd end jobs just to make do for the kids. And um, yeah, I was very healthy.
So what happened? I understand you caught COVID. Is that right? Is that the first thing that happened?
The first thing was that I caught COVID in March 2020. I was one of the unfortunate ones that got long COVID. For me, it was primarily my brain. I had memory loss, and I had a little bit of like depression, I guess, but it wasn't severe. It was mainly the memory loss. I was forgetting what day of the week it was, stuff like that. I stopped being able to go to school. I couldn't read. I could read like a paragraph, but I couldn't sit down and read a book. I couldn't process and retain what I was reading.
And this was catching what we call natural COVID. You had these symptoms following that. No vaccination at this point.
No. And I also didn't really have, at that point, I didn't really have much physical problems. It was mainly the mental, and I was losing some hair.
So who told you it was long COVID?
I kind of just assumed it was long COVID, because it happened after COVID. Um, I did go to Cleveland Clinic at one point before the vaccine, and I think they said, it might be long COVID, but I never got an official diagnosis at that time.
So what led you to go? Well, first of all, you went in to get a COVID shot, I understand. We'll talk about that in a second. But were your symptoms of so-called long COVID starting to get better when you went in?
Yeah, they did. I kind of did my own regimen. I figured things out myself. I was taking diatomaceous earth, food grade, and activated charcoal, and I was sitting outside in the sun all day. From morning to night, I was outside. I made sure that I was in the sun, I was sweating, and I was forcing myself to walk. And I know that's going to be controversial, but at that time, I didn't have post-exertional malaise. I didn't have chronic fatigue syndrome, and that seemed to help me. I was doing a lot better. The only thing that lingered was still the brain symptoms. But I'm like, they got a little better, but I had a little bit left.
Okay, so what led you then to take a Pfizer shot, having had COVID?
I was told that it would make me better. I was told by other long COVID people that there was like a good chance that it would cure the long COVID, taking the vaccine. I was also told by my cardiologist that it was a good idea to do the vaccine because I did have SVT, and I had just some heart issues, heart palpitations, asthma, and I was hospitalized before with heart issues. He told me that that would be a good idea for me.
So a cardiologist told you with already heart conditions to take a Pfizer shot because it would be good for you, even though the Pfizer shot says can cause heart issues.
Yes.
Wow. All right. So you took the Pfizer shot, and talk us through, where did you have that shot?
I went to CVS.
You went to CVS. And so when
Yeah.
you went in there, did they at any time ask you, the pharmacist, the people giving you the jab, if you'd had any prior history of heart issues?
No. It was in and out.
Okay, so you had one COVID Pfizer shot, and what happened afterwards? Talk us through that.
It was a nightmare. It was like night and day. Um, all of the progress that I made with my long COVID, like I said, it was mainly cognitive issues. But I mean, I did have a little bit of fatigue. That all came back times 10. I got a severe headache that night. Severe. It felt like crushing pressure in my brain, something I never experienced before. And it just felt like toxins in my head. That's the only way I can describe it, almost like being poisoned. And it never went away. It felt like a traumatic brain injury.
And so, did you go back to the cardiologist or any of the other people and say, "Look, I'm not feeling at all well"?
No, I did not go back to see him after that. Um, I I assumed that I had a vaccine injury, but I didn't know that people knew about it. I was afraid to kind of talk about it because it was taboo, I think. My family's very, very pro-vaccine. My parents were with me when I got the vaccine. They got theirs too with me. Um, and I just remember thinking that this must be long COVID. Like just it reawoke long COVID. That's what I thought.
And now, what do you think?
Oh, it was vaccine injury, 100%.
And why are you in hospital today? Why are we talking to you from hospital? What's going on?
I've basically gone on hospice, and I've deteriorated very, very fast over the past couple of months. I'm having respiratory distress. I'm having fevers. I'm in diapers full time now. I can't stand. I lost my ability to stand. Um, I'm I basically feel like I'm dying, and so much so that hospice took me on as a patient. We don't really know what's going on that I've progressed so quickly. Um, but I'm desperate for help. And my dad actually called 911 and had them come get me. I was so fatigued. I was throwing up constantly and um crying, begging for help. And so he called 911 and they took me here. And of course, they can't do anything for me.
Is that what they said? They can't do anything for you?
Yeah, they said they can't do anything for me.
And they called hospice in on you?
I was already going on hospice.
But what's your diagnosis?
So I don't exactly have a diagnosis, except that hospice believes that I may have cancer. That's what they told me. And so right now that's under investigation. I have to do some follow-up biopsies, and I don't even feel up to it right now. I'm too sick.
So how are you? How are your children? How is your home life? Where, when you're not in hospital, where are you living, and who's looking after you?
Well, I was just in a nursing home for 3 months, which was a total nightmare. Like I'm traumatized to death from that experience. People like us do not belong in nursing homes. It's complete. I was completely neglected in there. I was left to sit in wet diapers, and they weren't being changed. And I had a bedside commode, and they took it away from me because they wanted me to walk. They had me there under the diagnosis of malingering. No mention of any long COVID, vaccine injury, chronic fatigue syndrome. I also have brain scans that are suggestive of Alzheimer's disease. So I have a lot going on with my health, and none of that was mentioned in my charts at anywhere. And at the nursing home, they had me there for basically lying. So you can imagine how they treated me in there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, Lauren, it's really sad. I mean, do you think do you feel you're going to die? Is that what you're feeling?
Yes, I do. I 100% do. Um, all day I'm crying, and I've applied for death with dignity 3 times, and I was approved. Uh, my date was July 17th, although I paused it for my kids. I'm trying really hard to fight for my kids. They mean the world to me, but it's hard. It's hard when you don't have a support system and you don't have doctors and you've been blacklisted by all the hospitals um, because of the functional neurological disorder. They don't know what's wrong with you. They've not seen patient like you before, so they gaslight you and they give you that label of functional neurological disorder or anxiety. It's in your head, and then you can't get any care from anywhere.
So, Lauren, just once again, if you could tell the people the symptoms that you're experiencing now on a daily basis, so we can see if there's someone out there that can come and get you some help.
Sure. Well, I've lost most of my hair. I had a lot of hair. I have extreme burning in my limbs. It feels like I'm being burned alive. Like battery acid is poured in my limbs. I've lost function of my feet, some function of my hands. Like I said, I can't walk anymore. That was a slow progression, and now it's like total. I can't even stand. Um, the weakness, I have muscle wasting, severe muscle wasting. I have no muscles at all, and it's even affected my breathing. So now it's difficult to breathe, and I have episodes of respiratory distress. It's very scary. And I have a feeling of toxicity and feeling like I'm drunk, you know, like literally drunk. Um, let's think. I have a cognitive decline. I have what looks like encephalopathy or encephalitis. My last PET scan of my brain showed that I have either toxic encephalopathy, which I can assume would be from the vaccine, or COVID encephalitis.
So, the kind of help you need, if there's any doctors out there that know that can treat Lauren or save her life, we don't want you to die, Lauren. Okay, we need you on this earth. We need to get you better, is what we need to do. So please don't give up, because I know our viewers will be sending you so much love right now, and they'll be praying for you. But you need that. You need some hospice, not hospice. You need some nurse type care to help you get through daily life. We don't want you on hospice. We want you getting better.
I don't know if that's possible anymore. If I'm being honest, I've lost all hope. You know, if it's hard to see a way through this when you feel like this.
I know, Lauren, and that's why we're going to get you some help. These people in this country are so good. They're good people out there. I know it's hard when you've been in that horrible situation, that nursing home, but there are good people out there. So we will try and get you some help. We will get you some help. And now, what about your children? What do they need to? Have you got a fund me type situation where people can donate or help your children?
Yeah, I do. Thankfully, my parents are helping with the kids. My dad's the only one that works. He works part-time, so it is difficult. But the money that I've been trying to raise, I haven't been too successful, has been towards caregivers mainly, because that's going to cost about $3,000 a week for caregiving. For caregiving. And I have 40 hours a week that insurance will pay for, and then the rest is on me. But I need 24/7 care, and I do not want to go back to a nursing home.
And your children, how are they coping with seeing their mother like this?
It's been hard. It's been really hard. I think they're getting used to it now because it's been a while since I've been sick. I went a full 6 months without seeing my kids. A full 6 months, because I was in the nursing home, and then I was sent to my house with a caregiver. Um, they're doing the best that they can. I'm really proud of them.
Yeah. Well, we're really proud of you, Lauren. So once again, Lauren, we're here to help you. Your story is awful, and there are many stories like yours out there. this COVID shot needs to stop because it's doing nothing but hurting people like you. But please know how much people will be showering you in love. You're going to feel an immense wave of love come over you.
Thank you.
So we need you, Lauren, okay? So we're going to get you some help.
I'm trying. I appreciate any help at all. I appreciate it a lot.
Now, you're also on X, aren't you? Can people follow you or contact you there?
Yes, they can. I was on there under my name, Leora. That's my Hebrew name. I was going by. But I just changed it to Neuro Nomad if they want to follow me on there.
Neuro Nomad. Okay, we'll follow you on there and we will for sure get you help. But until then, just know again that we are doing the stories so that we can get you help and also raise awareness to other people who think it's a good idea to take a COVID shot.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
We love you, Lauren. Thank you for doing the story.
Yes, thank you for having me.